So good evening, you wonderful people. It is, 3 minutes past 9 as I am doing this live over on Facebook, LinkedIn and Twitter on Monday the 6th of February. 2023. If you are watching on the replay, it really means the world. If you are listening on the Act on This TV audio experience, thank you so much for listening as well. Drop me a tweet at Act on This TV. Let me know how you are getting on and any of your main takeaways from this audio that you are about to listen to. We've got loads to talk about tonight. Going to be live till 10 p.m. Going to be recapping on some stuff that's happened on actonthis.tv recently. Going to be sharing actually some lots of upcoming features that are going to be coming up for actonthis.tv premium members. If you're not a member, come on, what the hell are you doing with your career? Surely you want to hang out with the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, producers, directors, just the best people in TV every single week from the comfort of your own home. That's what you can do if you've got an actonthis.tv membership. And I'm going to be showing you some of the sessions that are going to be coming up over the next few weeks. I'm getting really organised in 2023. I'll let you in on a little, it's not even a secret, but the main thing running actonthis.tv that is the stress of my life is having all of the schedule of guests, because we do live webinars every week with big names, having that sort of schedule at least 4 weeks in advance. And sometimes what will happen, this is a bit, I imagine like this is, well, I know it is, the frustration for casting directors sometimes. When I worked in casting, we used to have this. You'd have your schedule all laid out for like your casting for the next day. You know, you spent the whole day ringing agents, getting everybody on board and saying, can James make 3 o'clock? Can Lucy make 4 o'clock? And it's all perfect. And then what happens is like 5 to 6, you're literally putting your coat on to go home. And 3 agents will call up and go, oh, I'm so sorry. Lucy can't make it now. James can't make it now. But they can do 11 in the morning. And suddenly you have to go, oh my God, right. How do I rearrange all of the schedule? That happens on Acts on This sometimes because our industry is so last minute. Sometimes I'll book a director, I'll book a casting director, I'll book an actor. That actor might get a job. The casting director might end up having a bit of a crisis on the like in the audition room or whatever, and then they've had to move auditions around. So it's hard to get the schedule done that far in advance, but at the moment, fingers crossed, I've got about the next 6 weeks lined up, so it is very, very good. We've got some cool guests. In fact, let's start with tomorrow night. Let us know if you're going to be here, 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night for all members of actonthis.tv. Got a great session, private Zoom call with BAFTA-nominated actress who's just been cast in Doctor Who, Ruth Madeley, an incredible actress, brilliant, brilliant girl, woman. Just amazing person. and she's just like, just a ray of sunshine. She's not been on actonthis.tv for 2 years, like literally 2 years. I did a drama with her, like a year ago called Then Barbara Met Alan. But Ruth's just crushing it. Here's a little bit of what we're going to be talking about tomorrow night. I would love to see you there. If you're not a member of actonthis.tv yet, get your membership so you can join us literally live on this call. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you on camera. You can have a little chat to Ruth live tomorrow night. Actors, we are now in February 2023. The year is flying by. You know what? You're maybe facing some adversity in your career right now. If you are, I really want to see you at our next actonthis.tv live mastermind session. It's taking place on Tuesday, the 7th of February at 7:30 p.m. on Zoom with this absolute legend here, someone I know who loves to punch adversity back in the face and just crack on with achieving greatness anyway. It's BAFTA-nominated actress Ruth Madeley. Ruth, you've just been cast in Doctor Who. Like, you're crushing it right now. What are we going to be chatting about on Tuesday night?
Probably not as much Doctor Who as you would like.
Okay.
There's just so much I can't say. But yeah, this is a really difficult time of year, I find, especially in our industry. So I just wanted to come back and have a chat about things you can do that can keep your creativity going, keep your mind active, even if you're not working on a job that you booked. So yeah, I'm writing at the minute, which is a whole new kind of delight and torture at the same time. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to talking about that and just having a good old catch up. I've missed you.
I know honestly, it's been 2 years since Ruth has been on the website. So it's amazing to have you back. Actors, if you want to get involved in this, you want to potentially even jump on camera, have a little one-to-one with Zoom as well. With Ruth. Have a little one-to-one with Ruth on Zoom. Get yourself over right now to actonthis.tv/live for full details of this session and all future sessions as well. We do this literally every single week with the biggest actors, casting directors, agents, writers, directors, producers, the best names in TV, Ruth, including yourself, obviously. And I always ask everyone this. You've probably heard this before. You'll know what you're going to say. Why don't actors?
Oh, I'm scared.
Don't be too scared. Why don't actors want to miss this session in particular? Pressure.
Oh, right. Why don't we want to miss this? Because there's a high probability I'm going to be drinking whiskey, which is always fun. And we're just going to have a really nice, honest chat. And I really look forward to talking to you all as well. So
I love it. Get the whiskey out. Come and get merry. We're going to have a great time. Be there. actonthis.tv/live. actonthis.tv/live. Go get your freaking membership if you are not a member already. Honestly, going to be a great chat. Ruth's getting the whiskey out. You know, she might get a little bit leery. Who knows what's going to happen? But no, it's just been an incredible chat. And like Ruth said, you know, even someone at her level, she's like, listen, I find this time of year quite difficult because I think right now. And let me know in the chat if you feel this as well. But the beginning of February, it's kind of like the initial New Year, New Me motivation might have slightly worn off if you've not really had an amazing start to the year. I know there's a lot of people who've just had, life's just punched them in the face at the start of this year. Petch, God, the producer of Acts on This, Petch, he's a legend. He's had, he had a really rough back end of last year and then start to 2023. His fiancée just unfortunately lost like her grandma. Like he's supposed to be getting, married. They've got the sort of like all the stress of that, whilst they're still dealing with, the grief of, of losing, a family member. And like sometimes life's just freaking hard. So, regardless if you're facing anything like that or not, I think this is just going to be a really uplifting chat. Ruth's very positive, good mindset, very much sort of can-do attitude, which I think we all need, and that's really what's taken Ruth to where she is today. Faced quite a lot of adversity in her life. She's born with spina bifida, as a wheelchair user. Faces more adversity than a lot of people in that regard, but always just cracked on. I met Ruth when we were both auditioning for a TV drama, a BBC drama called Don't Take My Baby, and I definitely should have got the role. We would have been teamed up together, but I didn't. But Ruth got her role. I did get a role in the show, just not the one I wanted. Not the one of the character that actually had my eye condition that went to someone who had 20/20 vision. But we won't talk about that. I'm not bitter about it. It's fine. But yeah, Ruth's amazing. And we met there, and I've known her a long time. She's been on Acts on This a couple of times before, and I just think it's going to be a really interesting chat, particularly now she's writing as well. So for any actors who are like, look, I'm not going to wait for the phone to ring in 2023. I'm going to actually start writing my own stuff, putting my own lived experience on the page, write about what I know. Maybe you've been through some adversity. You could write a drama or turn it into a comedy. My life's a bit of a joke. I could probably turn my life into a comedy, to be honest with you. It's going to be a good one. actonthis.tv/live. You can see the full lineup of guests on there. Well, actually, you can't. That's a lie. You can see the next 3 sessions. I keep things back as a little surprise. I'll show you guys tonight a little bit more than what's on that page if you stay on this call, so you can see what else is coming up. But yeah, let me know in the chat now. Let me just dive into the comments on Facebook. Let me know if you're going to be there. If you can't be there, don't worry. And this is something that I need to talk about more, because I think sometimes people think, if I get an Acts on This membership, I've got to be on the calls live because they happen every week live. You don't have to be there live, like, at all. You can watch the replay literally from the very next day. The members area over at actonthis.tv is like Netflix. It's probably got literally 400-500 hours worth of coaching there. Individual sessions from the biggest names in the game, literally the biggest casting directors, agents, actors, writers, producers, directors who run the TV industry. So don't think you've got to be there live. There's pressure to be there live. You can always catch up. I would say probably, honestly, 60% of the membership catch up on the replay. I think only 40%, maybe not even that sometimes, depending on the day of the week and what's going on, join us for the live session. So if you can join live, it's pretty cool because you've got much more chance of jumping on camera and having a chat with someone, or at least getting your question answered. But if you can't be there, it's totally cool. Take the pressure off. You do not have to worry about that. My laptop seems to have completely gone astray. Oh, there we go. I'm having trouble with like mice tonight. What's going on where I can't like control things? Here you are. Let's have a look. What? Yeah, this laptop is having a laugh. I'm trying to look at the comments, and it's just throwing the cursor all over the place. Apologies, I'm normally much better with technology than this. I think it's just having a little... It's definitely having a little paddy. It's catching... Oh, hang on. Whoa, what's happened there? What's happening? I think my laptop might be connected to my Mac somehow, because I did something on that and it affected the screen here. Let me know if you guys are all good, because that was so bizarre. I pressed something on my laptop. It's done it again. Wow! Look at that. Can you see that? The graphic has just moved. What? That's so bizarre. Let me move this back down here. Hang on. I'm sorry about that, folks. Those on the audio experience, you'll be like, what on earth is he talking about? But did you see that? Yes, something. I don't want to touch anything, because let me put that there. Right, stop. Stay there. There's some kind of weird connection happened between my MacBook and my main desktop. Let's just forget about that for a minute. I'm not going to dive into the Facebook comments just yet. Oh, I can actually. Here you go. I've never had that happen before in my life. Right, I'm staying well away from this. Right, okay. It says Georgie says the tech is fighting back. It is fighting back, and I am leaving it alone tonight. Right, let me have a look at the comments now. So Nick says he's put himself forward for tons of stuff. He says, but he's not got anything yet. He's even a few applications with positive feedback. I didn't hear from. Hoping for better this month. Right, well, Nick, we've got to keep going. Hard work and patience. Grace said January sucked for her too. February's looking like it's on the up. Nice one. Georgie loves Ruth's energy. Tom met Ruth on the set, and then Barbara met Alan. That was the drama I was talking about before, Tom. We got introduced as I went to the toilet. Nice one. Katie says, I've just sent my first casting director email, first of many, but I've been putting it off. Katie, come on. Every single week I am preaching, and every casting director, I even literally put on the screen with Victor Jenkins when we did his session a couple of weeks ago, a slide that said, Victor, please give them permission again. Because you don't need permission, but like I wanted you to hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Every casting director I've ever had on actsonthis.tv in 12 years has said, email me. We are only as good as the actors that we know, and yet so many actors are afraid. So don't put it off. Get your shop window in good order. Get that stuff sent off this year, 100%. Katie's only just got a show reel sorted. Okay, well that's good. That's good in terms of if you're waiting for that. That is, I will let you off definitely. That's fine. But yeah, let's keep going this year. Keep getting that stuff out there. Right, next little video I want to play you. I know I've spoken quite a lot about the podcast that I did recently with Daniel Edwards, Emmy-winning casting director Daniel Edwards. We sat on my kitchen table for 2.5 hours and produced one of the best podcasts I've ever produced, I think, in 12 years. But there was so much content in it. I know a lot of you guys have seen the whole thing, but at the moment we're going through and just cutting little snippets of stuff out that I really want people to sort of, really take on board. And I put a clip out this week, got a lot of traction. I don't want people... It is taken slightly out of context. I don't want people to take it out of context and think Daniel is complaining about actors. He's not. What he's saying in this clip is that as actors, we can very often put a very traumatic weight upon ourselves that's really unnecessary. And it's difficult to tell an actor to chill out and just, be happier or be more centered, because I think there's something probably wrong with us all when we come into this industry. There's something missing, isn't there? Because we're craving some kind of attention and some sort of love from somewhere that we're clearly not getting in our lives. We're like, please, I want to stand on a stage, and will you just applaud me and just tell me I'm good? But we can put, I know, I definitely do it. We all do it. We can put this undue traumatic weight on our shoulders, and it can make life quite miserable sometimes, unnecessarily. Because in my experience, what will happen is, you might have a few weeks or a few months that are hard and stuff like that, but that too shall pass, and then something good will happen in your career. It might take a year, but you know what? Something good will come. And instantly, it's sort of like, it'll lift your mood. Maybe you get a job, and you're like, right, I'm really, really happy now. And it's sort of like, well, actually, I just put myself through torture for 6 months before that, consciously, because I didn't have a job. Now I've got one, I'm really happy, but I know that, once this job's finished, if I'm not careful, I can consciously put myself through another 6 months of torture till I get the next job, or a year of torture, or whatever it is. And it's just about actually standing back and saying, listen, I'm not going to compare myself like I compare myself to everybody online, and everyone on Instagram, and everyone on social media, and Sarah Lancashire on Happy Valley, and, I've got to win an Oscar, I've got to win a BAFTA, I've got to win an RTS award, got to win an Emmy, you've got to have a Golden Globe, otherwise I'm useless, all this sort of stuff. And it's really like, as Daniel says in this clip I'm going to play now, it's about saying, listen, I just want to do good work, have enough money to pay for the things that I need to pay for. Don't need to be a millionaire, a trillionaire, a squillionaire. I want to like myself ultimately and enjoy this little time that I have here. So I want to play this out, and then I just love your comments on it. This is all over Twitter. If you see this on Twitter from the @ on this account, or anyone, would mean the world if you retweeted it as well, because I think it's a message I'd like to try and spread far and wide. And like I say, I don't want people to take because this is a bit out of context. I had like 2 comments out of like 200 where people were like, oh, it sounds like, Daniel is, sort of like doesn't like actors or whatever. Daniel's the most supportive casting director, one of the most supportive casting directors I've ever met in my life. He loves actors. He was an actor. That's why he's talking, like this. But yeah, this is coming from a really good place, but it just might hit home. You might feel called out a little bit, where you're like, oh shit, yeah, that's definitely me. I'd just love to know your thoughts, but it's just like I think it's like a 2-minute clip, if that, from that main podcast that all members of actsonthis.tv can find in the members area right now. It's a 2.5-hour chat. This has some incredible feedback, but here's a little bit of it.
So many actors somehow put this weight, this traumatic weight on being something that they don't even know what it is. And it's, if I'm an actor, why did you want to be an actor? What is it about acting that you love? Could you see yourself doing anything else? No.
Yeah.
Have you done anything else? No. How do you feel when you don't get auditions? I can't talk about that. What's the best job you've ever done? Oh, I did this job, but I hated it because I hated the actors on it. There's so much trauma because you're traipsing around. You're exposed. You get rejected. You don't know who you are. You don't know what you are. You're comparing yourself to your friend. You're comparing yourself to the people you can't stand. You look at people on television. You're constantly being reminded of the things that you don't have. Every time you turn the television on,
Yep.
Every time you scroll on your phone, every time you go to the cinema, you're constantly every time you see a poster with a pretty person on, oh my God, I wish I was pretty. If I was pretty like him and pretty like her, then I would get that job. So many actors don't take care of themselves. They're so obsessed with attaining something, like I said, that they don't even know what it is. You can't even pinpoint it. What the fuck is it? I want to be in Happy Valley. I want to be Sarah Lancashire. Okay, and I want to win the BAFTA, and I want to earn this, and I want to earn that, and I want to do this, and I want to do that, and you just see this sort of, rather than actually what should be, is like, I want to do good work. I want to earn enough money so I can pay my mortgage, and eat and feed my family if I have one.
Yeah.
I want to feel good about myself, and I want to do good performances. I'd love to do a bit of theatre. I'd love to do film and television. I think I'm this actor, and I think I have this to offer. And I know it's hard, but when I do this job, I'm going to fucking love it. I never hear an actor just be centered.
The full chat is available, like I say, in the members area right now, but it's a powerful clip, isn't it? And it's something that I still think, like, as much as I feel I've got a grip on sort of my emotions and my motivation for being in the industry and what I like and what I don't like and the work that I want to do and the work that I don't want to do, I still don't think I've got it all figured out. Like, by any means. I think if you say to somebody, so what career do you actually want to have? Like, what's the absolute, goal of you being in this industry? What are you going to be happy with? What is enough? Ultimately, that's the key, innit? It's knowing when enough is enough, in terms of what is enough for you to go, right, you know what, if I don't go any further and I carry on working at this level, and how regularly do you want to work, and does that fit into your life, and you can balance other stuff. It's like, it's really freaking tough. But I think I have got really good at not torturing myself when work isn't coming in. Last year was like that. I told you, 2022, I probably 10, 11 really solid auditions for some really good TV stuff. Some stuff that would have changed my career. Didn't get a single job the first year in 10 years. where I didn't get a single job on screen. Luckily, thank God, I got a lot of voiceover work and a lot of voice acting stuff. But yeah, it's tough, isn't it? Sometimes it's tough when you're really like, oh, I could just really do with that. And it's like, what could you really do with exactly, and why? What is it? Because Daniel says there, you know, people are pursuing something and they don't even know what it is. It's really hard, but I don't think that's just an acting thing. I think that sometimes is just life, isn't it? You know, and sometimes we have to just remember that brilliant quote from Jimmy Carr, like, meaning of life, 5 words, enjoying the passage of time. Am I enjoying the passage of time doing what I'm doing now? Yes. Okay, let's keep doing this then. And then when I answer no to that question, then something's got to change. But it's an interesting one, but I love that podcast. Don't think everybody's got it figured out except you. They haven't. I haven't got it all figured out. We're all just blagging it to a certain degree and just doing the best we can with what we have. But it is an interesting sort of, you know, question to ask yourself. Exactly what is it that you want? Why? And really why? We do a great exercise in something called Bulletproof Factor, a mindset program that I brought out last year that will be launching again this year, bulletprooffactor.com, if you want to learn about it. And we do an exercise that's probably the most powerful exercise I've ever done in positive psychology, called 7 Levels Deep. And that's when you really get to understand why you're doing what you're doing. And it's not for the reasons you think it is right now. You'll give yourself some surface level, quite noble sounding, you know, socially acceptable reasons for why you want to be successful, and you don't want to be successful for any of those reasons at all. Success is often incredibly selfish for really good, positive reasons, though. I think it has to be in order for you to be able to help other people. You've got to be selfish in order to be selfless. But that's a really powerful exercise. Anyone who went through that in that program with me, hopefully you really got to the bottom of why you do what you do and what it is that you want and what enough is for you. But it is, yeah, it's quite difficult unless you really have great self-awareness to figure that out. Gary says that podcast with Daniel Edwards was brilliant. Thank you, Gary. Gray said that's exactly what I do. I rely on achievements for happiness, and that's not sustainable. It's definitely not. Definitely not. It's great awareness, though, like I say, that you've got that, and there's certainly, you know, it's great to be vulnerable enough to say it out loud. Like, you know, you can do something about it then. Oh. What's going on? I just swallowed. I just swallowed something. My computer's playing up. I'm coughing to death. Bloody hell. Geordie says, love this clip. It's such an important message that we don't actively speak about. Oh, excuse me. Yes, getting jobs are great, but there's so much more to life, and it can pass you by without realising. I had a chat to an actress today, you know, only in her mid-30s. It's been really quite successful from 20. Spent, you know, for the last 15 years in the industry, achieving great things. And she said to me for the first time today, she said, I've never said this out loud, but I've just realised on this call. She said, I can't see myself doing this forever. I don't think it's ever going to be enough. And I thought, wow, like, again, what great self-awareness. She's like, you know, I've spent 15 years, you know, working on all of this stuff and creating her own stuff as well. But she was like, I'm already thinking, you know, not now, like imminently, but, you know, over the next, like, you know, 5-10 years, you know, to start experiencing other things in life. Doesn't mean you give up on this forever or anything like that. You can dip in and out of acting as long as you want, literally till the day you die. You can work till you're 105. But I just thought, I think it's interesting. I think sometimes you chase the thing that you think is your dream, and then when you get it, you go, oh, okay, it's nice, but you know, it's probably not as amazing as I thought it was, and I love it, but I could also love other things as well. So that's why it's always interesting to, you know, try different things out. Let's have a look. Grace says, for months at a time, I didn't engage on this platform until I'm happy from achievements. Then I go mental. Yeah, I get that. I think sometimes, yeah, you can feel. I understand what you mean by that. You can feel almost slightly disconnected when you're auditioning, but you're not getting jobs. So you almost feel slightly invalidated. And then you'll be like, oh, well, actually, I don't want to get involved in, you know, other acting related things because I feel it's a reminder of what I'm not doing. And then you'll get a job and you'll be like, yeah, come on, everybody. But that's why you should stay engaged with the Act on This community, because we're all in the same boat, you know. I'm running this community, but I ain't invincible. I've certainly got so much, you know, more to do in my career than what I'm doing right now. And we're all on that journey, you know. We're all, you know, inch by inch, crawling towards that destination that we're trying to get to. But I guarantee you, when we get there, we're going to be like, oh, there's another horizon over there. Let's walk towards that one now as well. And it's just realizing that that's always going to be the case. How you doing, Tony Rossi? Thanks for being here, mate. I hope you are good all over there in the States. Katie says, I think for me it's hard to explain why. Makes me feel like me when I've spent the day acting just right. I spent 20 years working in different fields trying to find that feeling, but putting it into words is hard. It isn't it? That's what Daniel's trying to say in that clip. He's like, people are after something, but like they don't even know exactly what it is. Like, can you make it something tangible? It's difficult. It is difficult, really. But I think that's across the board for so much in life. So much in life. We otherwise we wouldn't ask the question so many times. What's the point of all this? Why are we here? Like, what is this life? What's the meaning of life? I don't even know. Enjoying the passage of time. Like I said, that's the meaning of life. Keeps it very, very simple in that case. Let's have a look. Jill says, if you can do it, Ross, then we can all do it. You are such a motivation. What the fuck is this job about? Yeah. Exactly. What is this job all about? I don't even know, Jill. We just got to keep going. Just got to keep going and keep going. And because time's going to pass anyway. That's what I remind myself about all the time as well. I'm like, listen, we can sit here, talking about how we wish it was and how we wish society was and, how everything's unfair. And, like ultimately we can sit there like we're all victims of something. And that's dangerous. That's freaking dangerous because time is going to pass by anyway. So it's better, even if it's not true, to feel empowered and like you can bend reality and you can completely forge your own destiny, because it's just a healthier place to come from. Even if people can say to me, oh, but I can't because of this or I can't because of that. I'm like, listen, is it not better to at least believe that you can than you can't? Because you're going to take more action, which inevitably is going to lead to better results and a stronger belief in yourself for next time than sitting there saying, oh, it's not fair. It's not fair. And no, life is inherently unfair. And if it was, I also think in a way we would be less inclined to fight for what we want if everything was fair and just given it to us. I think things sometimes being unfair, for me anyway, makes me want to, being an underdog makes me go, right, you know what, F you, let's go. It is a bit unfair, but I'll show you how, I can do this thing and I will do it. And I've done that and proven it to myself on numerous occasions, setting things up. Or I remember, like, even just little things. This doesn't sound like a massive thing, but I remember, with my eye condition. So I've got, for those people who don't know, you might be hearing this for the first time. Probably not, because I talk about it all the time. But I've got a degenerative retinal condition, which means I don't see very well at all, to be honest with you. I've got no peripheral vision up or down. My night vision is terrible. Makes it pretty much impossible to do theatre. In blackouts anyway, if we light up the scene changes, I can just about get by. I have very little spatial awareness. TV is a bit easier because if I bump into something, we can just go again. But I don't drive and all this sort of stuff. And I could equally be like, it's not fair. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. And I remember at drama school, I really wanted to get a qualification in stage combat. And I wouldn't do this now. We were in a different age in the early 2000s. It's 20 years ago. I didn't tell anybody because I thought, they're not going to give me a sword. They're not going to give me a sword and a rapier. That's a dagger. If I tell them I can't see, that's health and safety nightmare. But I did tell my mate Phil, who was my scene partner, I said, listen, mate, this is the crack. We're going to have real good eye contact when I'm swinging this sword at your head, because if we don't have that split second of eye contact to say, ultimately when you're doing stage combat, you're saying, are you ready? You ready for this? But it's in a split moment. You have to have eye contact before you swing the sword. The audience wouldn't see it though. It's that fast. And we worked every lunchtime in isolation for about 6 weeks on this scene. It was a really impressive fight scene. And I just got it to the point where honestly we could do it literally with our eyes closed. And everybody else obviously can see perfectly, and they didn't put as much work in. And I could have been, it's unfair, I've got to do all this work. But I got actually, not bragging here, but I got the highest grade the fight instructor Rennie Krapinski had given out to anybody across all drama schools that year for this scene. He didn't know I had this condition, but it was just working that little bit harder and going, you know what, if I really want it, I will find a way. And if I don't really want it, I will find an excuse. not to do it. And the excuse could have been, oh, well, I was born with shit eyes anyway. It's just not going to work for me. And I'm like, no, I'm not, I'm not doing that. So sometimes when things aren't fair, I think it's a good thing. It's a good motivator because you just go, fuck you, life. I'm gonna punch back and and sort of prove that I can, as opposed to arguing for my own limitations. That's what I see a lot of people doing. And you don't need to do that. That's like death for anything in your life, because society will already argue for your own limitations for you. They'll tell you why you can't do something, or why being born into a certain pocket of society, why you shouldn't do this and this isn't for you or that isn't for you. So the last thing you want to do is start agreeing with that and arguing for your own limitations, whether that's like your age, you came into this industry late, you're born into a certain ethnicity, a certain gender identity, you have a disability. Don't argue for your own limitations, because that's just, that's deadly. Interesting though. Interesting how we look at sort of our flaws, isn't it, really? Tony says, literally just got off a call talking to actors about this. Nice one, Tony. Love that you're talking about this, bud. Thanks for sharing your experience with your own journey. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. And keep up the good work. Jill says she's revisiting Bulletproof Actor. I can't wait to put that program out again. For those people who don't know anything about it, let me just show you. I just think mindset is honestly absolutely everything in your life. If you've not got the right mindset, and you don't know really how to make your emotions serve you, you will go through your life serving your emotions, ultimately. And when you're at the mercy of your emotions, you're fucked. You really are, because like you're completely out of control. You might be up, you'll be up when things are good, but you'll be down when things are bad. And bulletproofactor.com. Ultimately, this is a massive, massive, super in-depth high-performance mindset coaching program that myself and high-performance coach and world record breaker, Mr. Matt Hall, he is on the right-hand side there, put together. We took people through this, about 19 hours of coaching in 2022. We've recorded it all. There's Oscar-winning actress Rachel Shenton. She went through the program, went on to win an Oscar. Just saying. We're going to relaunch this as a pre-recorded program this year. There will be an option, I think, maybe to upgrade to a VIP version of this, where there will be a slight element of live coaching. But the majority of this will be a pre-recorded program that you go through in your own time, which I like, really, because it's like, listen, you go through each video, you get a 55-page workbook to fill in, and it really makes you do the work. You really have to dive deep into your soul, and you will be, you will be taught how to really understand why you behave the way that you behave. You'll be taught everything about. Ultimately, your mindset, your psychology, and your human needs, and whether they are being fulfilled in a positive way or a negative way, how that's affecting the way that you view the acting industry, how that affects you when you walk into the room at a casting, whether you're empowered, whether you're disempowered, all kinds of stuff. We walk through literally everything you could possibly think of. It's roughly 25 years of study, and between us, hundreds of £1,000s worth of coaching that me and Matt have put ourselves through, that we've paid for, and we've distilled it all down into an incredibly accessible coaching program that any actor at any level in their career should go through. Whether you are literally working at the top or you're just starting out, it's applicable for everybody if you're a human being. So enjoy that, Jill. Let us know how you get on. Matt said it's so easy to go down a rabbit hole in your head when you're going through a rough patch in the industry. Like Daniel said, it's putting yourself through trauma. It is, absolutely, and it's like it can be conscious sometimes. You literally know you're doing it, and I mean this is controversial, but when I talk about human needs, I was talking about Bulletproof Actor there. We know there's roughly six. Well, there's not roughly. There's 6 main human needs. There's 4 that are incredibly important to you, to every human being, and they can really be fulfilled in a positive or a negative way. And it doesn't matter which way you fulfill those needs. If you are fulfilling 3 or more of them with an activity, you will become addicted to it. And again, it might sound a bit controversial, and people are like, no, that's a bit out of order, Ross. But depression can be addictive. And I'm not talking like clinical depression where there's like a genuine imbalance in a cocktail of chemicals in your brain, and you have a part of your brain that is actually not producing enough serotonin or dopamine or any of the other sort of feel good chemicals. I'm talking about just really when actors, they're not depressed, they're just very unhappy. And And those human needs are certainty, their variety, love and connection, and significance. So certainty, variety, love and connection, and significance. Now, imagine this. I come onto a live broadcast. It would be bizarre if I did this, but I came on tonight. Imagine I'm in tears. I am certain you guys tuning in the comments are going to be like, Ross, oh my God, like what's happened? You're normally like pretty happy-go-lucky, like something bad must have happened. I'm certain that's going to happen. I have certainty from crying on camera, okay? Equally, I'm going to get loads of variety because Katie's here and Nick's here and Matthew's here and Jill's here, you know, Tony's here, all these people, Grace, everyone's here. So I'm getting all my variety, my human need. I'm getting variety fulfilled by all of the different comments. I'm feeling loved and connected to you guys because it's like, oh my God, these people are talking to me, like, and I'm really upset, and they, you know, that they're connecting to me. They must love me to a certain degree, and I'm also getting significance. I feel important because I'm like, well, if it wasn't important, why wouldn't all these people be asking me how I am? So ultimately, me feeling sorry for myself, being a victim of an unfair society, and just allowing myself to sink into the mire and cry about it all fulfills all four of those human needs. And like I say, if 3 or more of those needs are being fulfilled by an activity, it'll become addictive. So, you know, we get sort of ourselves into this cycle of hell if we're not careful, as opposed to going, and it's a much harder process, but I'm going to fulfill these needs in a really positive manner. You know, so I'm going to get my certainty, you know, that I can be absolutely certain that I can improve my life by going out there and having more conversations in the industry. I'm certain I can, you know, open more doors to the industry by going and shooting a new show reel, having some new headshots taken, or doing a class. Equally, I get my variety, you know, by meeting new actors, going to different events. You know, I get my connection through that as well. I'm in the room with people. I'm actually connecting with other human beings. You know, and I feel significant because if I'm doing good work, people are going to, you know, tell me I'm doing good work and applaud for me. It takes a lot more work to fulfill your human needs in a positive way, but it's way, 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 way better for you than just sinking down and having them fulfilled in a really negative way. So super interesting, super interesting. Nick says, I really like the idea of people I've met being recognizing. I really like the idea of people I've met before recognizing me on screen. That's not my sole motivation though. Being on set, I really enjoy. How do you mean, Nick? As in you like the idea of what, of people who you've met in the past, who may, what do you mean, who have supported you or not supported you, then seeing you on screen? Because you know what as well, right? This is probably controversial as well. You know, I always say, like, I love being the underdog. I also think there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of a positive chip on your shoulder as well. Sometimes people are like, no, chips on people's shoulders are bad news. But I'm like, having a positive one in terms of like, listen, as much as I equally, you know, I'm not going to take other people's opinions on board, and I'm not going to, because someone tells me I can't do something, I'm not going to just go, okay, right, I can't do it. You know, having that chip on your shoulder, it's like, I'll show you. I'll see you in 2024. I don't think that's actually that much of a bad thing. You don't want to obsess about it. You certainly don't want to get revenge on anybody. I think the best revenge is getting yourself to a place where you no longer need revenge, right? But I think having a little bit of a positive chip on your shoulder sometimes is quite it's not necessarily a bad thing, definitely. Right, let's have a look at these comments. A couple more comments, and we'll talk about what else is going on on this. Katora, how are you doing? Thanks for being here. Michael, good to see you here, mate. Thanks for being here. Sophia, good to see you here as well. And Alex, good to see you here. And Stacey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Really means a lot. Looks like everybody's just having a nice time in the comments. A bit of told you I could do it. Exactly, Alex. That's it. Told. And sometimes you need to say that to yourself. You need to just, you know, as I say, produce and cultivate empowering beliefs. You know, that if someone else has achieved it and they look a little bit like you and they're a human being, then you can probably achieve it as well, you know. And then you go out there, you take enough action to get results, and your results are going to be good. Might not be the exact result you want, but if you're taking enough specific action, the results are going to be good. And then you say, oh, hang on a minute, yeah, right, yeah, I told you I could do it, right. And then you believe a little bit more in your potential for next time. Right, what I was going to say, let's show you what's going on on actsonthis.tv for members a little bit like later in this month as well. I just put a graphic together before for some upcoming guests because I'm determined to get people as many TV jobs as possible this year. And you know, I'm a massive fan of people starting off getting TV jobs on serial drama. I was like, right, let's theme sort of February and March a little bit to serial drama. So This is a little bit more of the schedule. We've got so many guests coming up. But again, if you get a membership to Acts on This, where else are you going to get access to these kind of guests for £6 a week? I'm still seeing bullshit £60, £70 workshops being sold where actors basically get to go and perform a monologue for 2 minutes or a duologue in front of a casting director. I wouldn't think that's good value for money. £24 a month will give you 14 hours of coaching on actually how to get a job, actually how to put your skills into practice and earn money from your career, as opposed to just walk around a room playing Zip Zap Bong or whatever people do at workshops. Sorry, I shouldn't be so salty about it. It just annoys me, the price that people are charging for bullshit. So Tuesday, the 21st of February. So we've got Ruth Madeley tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. I've got a podcast with high performance mindset coach Matt Hall coming out the week after that. On the 21st of February, we're going to be joined by Hollyoaks head of casting, Mr. Peter Hunt. Anyone who's not had a job in Hollyoaks yet, let's freaking get you on this year. Like, it's one of the biggest shows for new actors in terms of the number of cast members it actually goes through for procedural day player roles is huge, probably bigger than any of the other serial dramas. Let's get you a job on that this year. Peter is so open to seeing new talent. Again, we're going to be talking about what he's doing casting at, Hollyoaks throughout 2023. Top bloke. We're going to then make sure that your show reel, if you're going to be sending it to Peter, is bang, bang, bang on for 2023. So we've got the first show reel surgery of 2023 with, in my opinion, the best show reel producer in the UK, Chris Stone, on Thursday, the 2nd of March. Then we've got Mr. Jason Wingard, an incredible director. I've had on Acts on This once before. A director of some incredibly, just really dynamic short films that have won massive competitions and big prizes. Jason won 30 grand once for just doing a 2-minute short film, 2-minute and 20-second short film called 220. 30 grand he won for that from Virgin Media Shorts. He's now directing serial drama though. He's on Coronation Street literally right now. So I want to help you land the job with Jason on Coronation Street or any of the other serial dramas that he goes on to direct, or just TV in general, basically. So that's Tuesday, the 7th of March. 2023. actonthis.tv, one membership. You get your membership, you get access to all of those. It's not like, oh, come and pay us for every single session and let's take your pants down and steal all your money. Oh, hang on, what have I got there? Web browser. No, camera. It's you get one membership. I'll give you access to every single call that I do. You get 3 calls a month with a top name, 1 in-depth podcast a month with a top name, a networking session with the community, and 2 rapid-fire coaching sessions with me and Petch a month for £24. Like, literally half the price of anybody else's workshop in the industry. Unprecedented value. So that's what's coming up there. We've also, there's also some incredible other people coming on. Alex McLean Williams from McLean Williams Management, CEO of McLean Williams Management, great agency, is coming on. Ruth Carney, who's just wrapped, she was the director of season 5 of Brassic. She's just wrapped, she's coming on. Just loads and loads and loads of great guests. You just want to be a part of this community this year, and we will make sure. If you act on it, you act on the information, we help you get further in your career faster this year. Roll on Hollyoaks, says Katora. Katora, got to get it sorted. Got to get it sorted. Definitely. Aren't they mostly northern though? No, Gary, no, mate. Honestly, well, look, there's like, oh God. I mean, you only look at Corrie, look at Hollyoaks. Even if you go the other way though, and you look at EastEnders, there's people literally from all over the world on those shows. You know, you've got like even like European people, Canadian people, American people, Scottish people, Northern people, Southern people. I mean, like they're some of the most eclectic shows that are out there, to be honest with you. It's generally sort of drama that you'll have set predominantly in one place in it. Although even that, I mean, you know, I was at the read-through for Boiling Point, a drama set in the north, set in a restaurant in the north, and the cast there was so diverse. We had French people. You know, I won't say because I don't know. I know it has all been released. Yeah, because actually I won't say. Yeah, the cast list has been released. But like, yeah, Northern, Scottish, French. What else have we got? Well, Southern people. I mean, like, honestly, don't get in your head all these limiting beliefs that, if I'm not, hey up lad, if I'm not reached up north, I can't go on Coronation Street. Look at who was the actress? She's not in it anymore. Was in it, I think, up to about last year. Ruxandra, can never say her surname. Romanian, I think. I think she's Romanian, or from around that part of Europe with a heavy accent in Coronation Street. Like, honestly, it just does not matter. It just does not matter. Don't limit yourself by thinking, I can only stick to EastEnders. Like, there's Northerners on EastEnders as well as Southerners. So yeah, don't let that get in your way. Alex says, Corrie's my main goal, but I wouldn't say no to Roll on Hollyoaks. Do you know what? As far as I know, and I don't know if this is true anymore, I've done Hollyoaks a few times, and I'm thinking back, because Hollyoaks is repeated on E4, so you get it on normal Channel 4 through the week, and then it's on E4 as an omnibus as well, or like an early look or something like that. I think it's the only show where, when I've done it anyway, I don't know if it's the same now, you get a 100% repeat fee because it's on E4 as well. So you get your fee plus your fee again because it's repeated, where on most shows like ITV, and it's going to be shown on like ITV +1 or whatever, I think it's a 35% repeat fee or rest of world buyout fee. So Hollyoaks, I think, I'll ask Peter this, could potentially be the most lucrative show out of all the serial dramas, because I don't think any of the others give you a 100% repeat fee. Don't quote me on that. I might have it wrong, but I'll have a look at some of my old contracts. I think it is. I still think that is probably be the case. Stacey said she was on Hollyoaks 20 years ago. Great people to work with. Stacey, we've got to get you on it in 2023 then. As a 20-year little reunion, definitely. Who was in it back then? That'd be interesting to know. Tom says, I once turned a girl down for a date because I wanted to go home and watch Hollyoaks. Tom, you romantic bugger. Absolutely. I'm sorry, love. I would go Pizza Express, but Hollyoaks is on. Could you not have met her after Hollyoaks, Tom? Bloody hell. Chivalry is dead. Gary says, you haven't said Southwest, so there's space for me. Yeah, Gary, Southwest. I don't know. I mean, my geography is terrible, but if you're in the Southwest, you can definitely still appear on anything in the North. Don't worry about that. Definitely. Katie can't wait to watch the Boiling Point series. The scripts are so strong, Katie. I only read, I think, did we read 2? Yeah, just 2 episodes. It's a really, really good show. Really, really good. I just hope they do a read-through for the second block. I don't think they will. They don't often do read-throughs for the second block of a series, so I probably won't be able to go back and find out how it ends up. But it's good. It's really, really good. You're gonna enjoy it when it comes out. Right. Let's have a look. Alex says, I've heard that it pays more too per ep. Don't know if that's true. I think it does, I think it does, mate. I think if you wanna be quids in, you want to get a 5 episode a week deal on Hollyoaks, and that's the equivalent of doing 10 episodes because you're going to get a 100% repeat fee. Bloody hell! It's 8 minutes to 10. It's nearly over. It's nearly over. Oh, by the way, let me just remind everybody: if you're here for the first time, where is it? And you want to check out Acts on This just for £1 for 7 days. If you go to actonthis.tv/trial, you can do that. actonthis.tv/trial. Kick the tyres on it for just £1. I'm so convinced you're going to want to stay. You can have it for £1. And if you don't, just email me and I'll cancel it for you. It's totally cool. No pressure to stay whatsoever. Not like some other of these nonsense sites that I've heard members of the community have emailed me and said, "Oh, wanted to check out this site, but it's like something like £150 up front and there's no trial." I'm like, anybody who's not offering you a trial, and that goes for acting classes as well, right? Any legitimate acting class or acting workshop like provider who will not let you go in and audit a class, which basically means you just sit at the side. You're not going to go in and do the class. Like, you'd have to pay for that. I'm not asking for that. But any acting classes I've ever been to, I've been like, listen, can I just come and sit in on next week's session? And I'll sit really quietly in the corner. I just want to see how you work. And I've not found one that has said no. But anyone that does say no, what are they hiding? Why don't you want me to just come and check it out? Is that because you just want me to pay up front for a block of 4 sessions, and then when I don't like it, you won't give me my money back? I even heard this week. One workshop provider, who will be nameless, has postponed a workshop, and I don't know the reason why this actress couldn't make it. I think maybe she was getting married or something like that, because they postponed it like a month and has said, I can't come at the workshop now. Like, can I have a refund? And I don't know where they're at right now, but they've either been ghosted completely or they're not allowed the refund. And I'm like, well, that's nonsense. If that ever happens to anybody, by the way, and you've paid on a card, ring your bank and just ask to do a chargeback on the payment, and your bank will do that. And they will give you the money back, and then it's down to the workshop provider to prove that they delivered the product you pay for. And if they haven't, then they will lose that case, and you will just get your money back. So don't feel disempowered when it comes to stuff like that. I hate people ripping people off, so be careful out there, folks. Be careful. Right, okay. Gary, I love this. Gary says, I just want to say, if you're not an Acts on This, you should be. I've been on a month and learned loads. Everyone in the community is super helpful. Gary, you're a ledge. Thank you so much for being here. And that's what happens when you join. Honestly. No, we are legit. Seriously. That's what I really pride myself on. Like, what you see is absolutely what you get. Like, we will try and help you as much. I say we, it's me and Petch, isn't it, basically? But we will, as a community, because there's 1,000 Acts in the community, and they're all amazing and lovely. We just got a great vibe. Like, zero negativity, zero whinging, zero moaning about how you wish it was. We're going to play with how it is, and we're going to make it better. If you're just in the need of some motivation and an inspiring group of people, like, because accountability is everything, really. If you hang out with 5 broke, whinging actors, you will become the 6th. If you hang out with 1,000, inspired, motivated actors who are going after what they want, you will become the 1,001. You know what I mean? You get the gist. You know what I mean? Stacey said the barmaid in Corrie was between me and Tina Hobley, and they couldn't decide, but she got it. That was tough, but then I got a part years later as Heather Parks. Nice one, Stacey. I love that. I used to watch, God, when I was living at home as a kid with my mum, I'd watch Corrie like all the time. I've not seen it in years now. I'd love to even like know what was going on in it, but such a good show. And one of those shows when you live in Manchester that the first thing anyone ever says to you when you tell them you're an actor is, "Oh, when are you going to be in Coronation Street then?" It's like, oh, literally, it's all I ever got growing up. Ali says, I remember a few years ago, I was in America for a few months and I forgot that I had Acts on This on a yearly membership. I needed the money at the time and asked Ross if I could have a refund, and he was so cool about it and refunded me. Yeah, of course I will do that, Alex. I don't want to take anybody's money if they don't want to give it me. Simple as that. Simple as that. Like, honestly, I'm not holding a gun against anybody's head and saying, come and get a membership. Like, I only sell it so hard in terms of I will shout about it from the rooftops because I believe in it so much. You cannot sell what you do not believe in. And feel good about it anyway. So, no, I only want people in the community who want to be here. But when you are in and you go all in on it, we will go all in on you as well. So yeah, come and check it out if you're not. And is this just like lovely comments? Gary's so right. I've been really struggling since I had my tonsils out, says Katie. Only a few weeks ago, had no voice, and today I listened to your session last week and it completely changed my mindset. Thank you. It's what we're here for, Katie. Glad I can be of assistance. Really appreciate it. And Tom wants to start his own Acts on This soap opera. Well, Tom, get it written and get it commissioned. Yeah, if you can get it commissioned, right, then we're in. We're going to do it. Amazing. Right, well, I'm going to love you and leave you in a second, guys. Thank you so much for being here, though. Really, really means the world. I would love to see as many people as possible live on the call with Ruth Madeley tomorrow evening. To get on that call, you just need an actsonthis.tv membership. If you've not got one yet, go over to actsonthis.tv. Just grab one. Try it out for a month. If you don't like it, which I know you will, you can cancel, but just, don't want you to feel like pressured, like, oh, I'm buying into something for a year. You can get a yearly membership if you want, and you'll save 60 quid. You'll get some incredible perks for doing that as well. But you can just get a monthly membership for just £6 a week. If you go into the section on the site that says preview features, you can see what's been happening recently. We did a massive, mammoth Act on This Answers Q&A for the first quarter last week. It was 3 hours long, but we answered over 50 questions from the community, me and Petch, on that. We've then got the session we did the week before that with casting director Victor Jenkins, one of the biggest TV casting directors in the game, talking about how you can land auditions with him this year. We go through who's in his office, email addresses, how to email him, what he wants to see showreel wise, and how to do it while looking after yourself as well, so you keep control of your mental health. Emmy-winning casting director Daniel Edwards was here for a podcast the week before that. BAFTA-winning director Jordan Hogg, incredible TV director, was here the week before that. We did the big wrap-up. That was the end of 2022. Boiling Point director and creator Phil Barantini was here for a podcast the week before that. We did Showreel Surgery the week before that. Michelle Jerem, one of the stars of Granite Harbour and Act on This member as well. She went from being an Act on This member with no credits, no experience, to landing a lead role in ITV's Granite Harbour within like 18 months of joining the community. BAFTA winning casting director Aisha Bywaters was on the week before that. Lucy, the agent at Attius Management, great agency, was here the week before that. Julie Hesman was the week before that. Jill Trevelyan, the casting director for Downton Abbey. I mean, come on. You get access to all of that for £6 a week? Are you having a giraffe? It's super value, super value. Lots to catch up on, by the way, if you're remembering. That's all the new members area, plus loads more as well. So treat it like Netflix. Pop some earphones in. I hear an excuse. You know what? One excuse I get too many times from the Act on This community, and I'm going to call you all out now if you ever made this excuse, is I don't have time to watch the sessions. And I'm like, that's because, I give you the audio only as well. And it's in the members area, not just the video, but the audio. And all you need to do to stay on top of what's going on at the cutting edge of the acting industry and how you can land more work this year and who's casting what and how to get in touch with them, all you've got to do is pop some earphones in for 90 minutes across a week. So do 15 minutes a day, and you will be able to keep at the forefront and above and beyond all of your peers, because so many other actors just can't be arsed to actually really invest in their career. If you put in 90 minutes a week, you will rise to the top. You only have to do a little bit more work than everybody else. And this is all on a plate there for you. All you got to do is listen and take action on it. Everything literally is there for you. So you don't need to struggle and figure out how to do it. We figured it out for you. Just pop some earphones in. You don't have to sit and watch the replays or be on the calls live. Just put the effort into at least listen while you're walking the dog, or you're in the gym, or you're on the bus or whatever. It's really, really easy. I'm never really out of this apartment without earphones in. I'm always listening to stuff, to try and improve my mind and educate myself. So it's really as simple as that. You get the audio to absolutely everything. Right, so I'm off. Thanks ever so much for being here. I'll play the trailer for Ruth's session again, but it's happening tomorrow evening, 7:30 p.m. Come and join us. I want to jump on camera with you, have a little chat about your acting career. Ruth will as well. She's bringing whiskey, so anything could happen. Have a whiskey. Let's get frisky, and I'll no, let's not do that. And I'll see you 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night. Everyone listening on the audio experience, if you're late for this, the replay of this session with Ruth will be in the members area as well. So get on board this year. And love to you all. Have an amazing evening, what's left of it, and I will catch up with you soon. Until next time, bye for now. Actors, we are now in February 2023. The year is flying by. You know what? You're maybe facing some adversity in your career right now. If you are, I really want to see you at our next Act on This.tv live mastermind session. It's taking place on Tuesday, the 7th of February at 7:30 p.m. on Zoom with this absolute legend here, someone I know who loves to punch adversity back in the face and just crack on with achieving greatness anyway. It's BAFTA-nominated actress Ruth Madeley. Ruth, you've just been cast in Doctor Who. Like, you're crushing it right now. What are we going to be chatting about on Tuesday night?
Probably not as much Doctor Who as you would like.
Okay.
There's just so much I can't say. But yeah, this is a really difficult time of year, I find, especially in our industry. So I just wanted to come back and have a chat about things you can do that can keep your creativity going, keep your mind active, even if you're not working on a job that you book. So yeah, I'm writing at the minute, which is a whole new kind of delight and torture at the same time. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to talking about that and just having a good old catch up. I've missed you.
I know it's been 2 years since Ruth has been on the website, so it's amazing to have you back. Actors, if you want to get involved in this, you want to potentially even jump on camera, have a little one-to-one with Zoom as well, with Ruth. have a little one-to-one with Ruth on Zoom.
Either
Get
or.
yourself either or, yeah. Get yourself over right now to actonthis.tv/live for full details of this session and all future sessions as well. We do this literally every single week with the biggest actors, casting directors, agents, writers, directors, producers, the best names in TV, Ruth, including yourself, obviously. And I always ask everyone this. You've probably heard this before. You'll know what you're going to say. Why don't actors?
Oh, I'm scared.
Don't be too scared. Why don't actors want to miss this session in particular? Pressure.
Oh, right. Why don't we want to miss this? Because there's a high probability I'm going to be drinking whiskey, which is always fun. And we're just going to have a really nice, honest chat. And I really look forward to talking to you all as well. So
I love it. Get the whiskey out. Come and get merry. We're going to have a great time. Be there. Actonthis.tv/live.